Autobots, roll out!
I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the MDLX Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. This figure is available right now as of the time of this recording. You can get this from my affiliate, Entertainment Earth. I'll put a link to in the description. It retails for approximately $80, and this was a gift to the channel by a friend of the channel, Devoid of Logic. He just reached out to me out of the blue. He said, hey, I got a figure I want to send you. Can I have an address? And he sent me this figure in the mail. And this is really, really neat. It's really cool when things like that happens because, as I've said on the channel, I usually don't collect non-transforming Transformers. I usually just, even Optimus Prime figures, if they don't transform, I don't get them. So a lot of times I kind of miss out. And this would have been a figure that I missed out on. He sent this to me. It's something that I normally wouldn't have gotten. But man, I really would have missed out if he hadn't sent this to me. This is such an absolute beautiful, amazing figure. I've been taking this with me. I've had this at my desk at work. I've had this at my desk at home. I keep taking this with me back and forth because this thing just has to be on my desk. This is like perfect for me to grab and just kind of fiddle with while I'm taking calls. This has been like my little companion here for the last couple of weeks. I absolutely love this figure. Real quick, starting with the packaging. So this is the box that he comes in. MDLX Optimus Prime, really, really cool artwork right there. More artwork there on the side. I don't have a lot of room here for the box, and you know it's very glossy, so you can see my ring light right there. It's kind of messing it up. Really, really nice artwork of Optimus Prime right there. He's super posable, and that's what this figure is all about. It's all of the posability. He also comes with a ton of accessories, and we're going to get into those right now because some of these you just kind of put them on him and he's done. You got him on him and you leave him on them, and then of course, as you can see, you got 6 pairs of hands, including the ones that he comes with. So depending on what you're doing, if you're into like posing figures and taking photos or doing stop motion, that kind of stuff, this is a fantastic addition to your collection. So the fists that he comes with are these closed fists right there. As you can see, that he's got those, and we're starting off with the accessories so we can move them off to the side and then kind of concentrate on the figure itself. So you also get a pair of these open hands right here. So you get a pair of these, a left and a right. You get a pair of the double finger point, which is the one, if you saw the thumbnail, he had this hand on the picture in the thumbnail. It's probably the one I'm going to give him here in a bit. He has 2 pairs of semi-open hands, which are going to work for holding weapons and accessories. So this is one of the, I guess, angles, one of the angles of the semi-open hands. He's got these hands, which are a little more semi-opened. I think these are going to be for the axe. And then these ones that I skipped in the middle here, these are also semi-open, but they also have the trigger finger going on right there. So that one's going to be for holding his rifle. So let me set these off to the side real quick. And it's just, there's so many, so many extra hands. We'll move these off to the side. We'll concentrate on the other accessories, because I'm going to be switching hands with him here during the review as well. I'm going to be playing with him. So I want you to be able to see that. I don't want to put those away. All right, weapons. He comes with this Energon X, which is really neat. This really kind of gives me video game vibes. If you remember those War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games, this kind of gives me that feel for that axe that he had in that game. It's not the same, I know, but it gives me that feel. That's very cool. It's very Cybertronian. He's got his rifle, which, my goodness, look at the size of this thing. Well, then let's measure this thing. How big is this? Because it's a little oversized for him, but it looks fantastic. Okay. All right, we're going to jump around. This is going to be an off-the-cuff review. This figure is just a little bit over 7 inches long, or tall, okay? This rifle is 5 inches long. So the rifle is almost as long as he is. That's amazing. And look at the detail on this. Done in this like gunmetal, like the silver finish. It's really, really, it's not just a black rifle. It's got this metallic look to it that just makes it look really, really cool. We've got a little backpack piece right here, and we've got his matrix. So, and I think the reason these may not have been on here, I mean, he's got a pretty clean back as is. And you can see he's got these notches here for these pegs, and this just kind of pegs in right there. He had a pretty clean look on his back as is, but I don't know. To me, that kind of feels like that completes it, right? So there's that. And then the chest comes out, and this is on 3 magnets. So you can see the little 3 magnets there, 3 magnets there. And as you saw, I had to give it quite a pull to get it removed. And then let's bring this in close. Of course, he's got that matrix of leadership. Check that out. Beautiful, beautiful translucent on the center right there. You see the light passing through. Done in silver with the gold center right there. Same on both sides. Doesn't look like there's like a top or a down. You know, it doesn't matter which way you put this in there. It's going to fit in there just right. So this will go right in there. And of course, now I'm having trouble with it. And what's in there? It's in there pretty good. You know, if you wiggle it too hard, I'm sure it'll come off if I hit it too hard. But it's in there pretty good. It comes off pretty easily because you got a little bit of room in here to get your nail and pull it out. But it's in there pretty good. It's not going to fall out. And of course, with the magnets, once you put the chest back in, it's in there pretty secure. You can barely make it out through the translucent smoke windows right there. And here we have the figure itself. Again, it's approximately 7 inches tall. And as you can see, this is a beautiful rendition of Optimus Prime. And I'm at a bit of a loss for words to try and describe what this is, right? Because it's very obviously G1, right? That's the G1 design right there. But he also still looks very Cybertronian, right? So I don't know. He also looks very comic book style, right? Very, very stylized, very beautiful figure. In my head, what I've been kind of thinking to myself is, I imagine this is what G1 Prime looked like right before he got to Earth. Before he, you know, if you remember in the G1 cartoon in robot modes, they looked like they looked after they got to Earth, right? They changed the vehicle modes, but they didn't change the robot modes. So if you take that line of thinking, where the robot mode didn't really change much, I imagine this is what he looked like before he came to Earth, and then once he scanned the truck, then, you know, he might have squared up a little, you know, some of the pieces would have gotten a little blockier, a little more straighter lines to make him look more like the truck. That's just some, you know, just some stuff I make up in my head, just trying to imagine where this comes from. He's so just, I mean, just going all the way around. This red is like all of the paint that's done in this metallic paint, but he also has, if you look really, really closely, you'll see like little scuff marks on them, little silver marks here and there, just to kind of show metal scraping, which is really neat, going all the way around so you can see the figure. We just look at the detail. There's no hollow spots. There's no gaps. This is just a beautiful, beautiful figure. This is perfect for posing. This is a fantastic little desk statue. It's great for pictures. It's great for stop motion, that kind of stuff. And like I said, this has kind of been my little companion as I you know, work. Whether I'm working remotely, I'm working at home, or I'm working in the office, I've been taking this guy along with me. So as I'm sitting at a desk just taking calls, I'm kind of just messing around with this guy. And just kind of, you know, gives me something to do with my hands. And yeah, he's kind of become my little buddy here in the last couple of weeks. So happy. Devoid of Logic, thank you so much for sending this to me. This has been an amazing, amazing figure. Let's get in close. Let's take a look at that face sculpt. I want to show you that face. Look at that. Look at the detail on that face sculpt. This is just, I absolutely love the little notches that are marked there on the faceplate. You got silver face with the light blue eyes, and then of course a darker blue on the helmet itself. You got the silver right there on the crest. And he's got all of the details. He looks metallic. This doesn't look like a plastic figure. You know, the paint job is just done so well. It doesn't look like a plastic figure. Look at the gunmetal details here on his neckline. Look at that. And you can see it almost looks like it's scratched and rubbed on and whatnot. See that? Look at that. Then all the panel lining is done. This is almost It feels like a professionally built Gundam, like no Gundam I've ever built. This looks amazing. Look at that. Look at all the details there. Check out the windows. Smoked clear plastic on the windows, so you can just barely see through them. So they're not translucent where they're showing off everything on the inside, but you can just barely see in there. A little bit of the details. You got the white stripe right there. I like that they went with white. It's like an off-white on the chest stripe right there. And you still see the little details there, like he's all dirtied up. The grill, you can see all of like carbon scoring in the grooves in there. Check that out. The arms done in red and the silver. The Autobot stickers are already on there. So when you get them out of the box, those stickers are already on there. Silver for the forearms, red, and then again those scratched up details on the blue fists. Check that out. That's just so neat. And then getting into his waist, you got the yellow details right there. Again, you can see all of the scrapes and the marks and whatnot. I mean, just the level of detail that went into this figure is just absolutely stunning. Taking a look at the backpack there. It's just so cool. Let's back it up just a little bit. And then articulation. The articulation on this is crazy. I don't even know if I found all of the articulation yet on this. I may miss some stuff right here. So the neck, the top of the neck is on a ball joint. So of course you can move up and down, back and forth, rotate, all of that. You can see the little ball right there. And then the base of the neck is also articulated. So if I can get the head back on, there you go. Nope, I thought I had the head back on. All right, so that's a double ball joint. There's a ball joint inside of the head, and then that's a ball joint there as well. So the top of the neck is actually double jointed. And then as you can see, the base of the neck right here is also on a ball joint as well. So this moves back and forth, side to side. Does it rotate? It rotates just a little bit. All right, so that's something to watch out for. You want to make sure that that's absolutely straight when popping the head back in. And there you go. See, that time it went in just fine. So that's the neck. 3 points of articulation in the neck alone, which is crazy. For the arms, if you want to, so the arms move forward and backwards, all the way around. So if you want, they also move in and out. If you want to move them out, you want to make sure that you move this plate up. You see the shoulder plate right here? Move this up, and then that's going to allow you to move the arm up like that. So that's how you want to do that, because it's going to move on this joint right here. The inside of the shoulder is ball jointed, and then this part right here is hinged. And then you can bring it down again and bring that again. Rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and I think, there you go. It is double jointed at the elbow. Check that out. Of course, the fists are also ball jointed. We can replace those, and we'll do that in a bit. You got articulation at the mid torso. So you got an up and down there and a little bit of a turn. It feels like a ball joint. Of course, you can't spin on it or anything like that, but there it is. And then again, another, let's see, you got a swivel here at the bottom of the waist. And then these plates are, a lot of these plates are ball jointed. So these are ball jointed at the back here and also on the sides here, same as these plates here. And you're going to move them to articulate the legs as well. So the legs, the thighs are double ball jointed. So there's a ball joint in the base right there, and there's another ball joint there. So this allows you to move the legs forward and backwards, moving the plates around. You can also kick the leg all the way out. You can bring that ball joint down to make his leg longer for other poses. You know, whatever the pose you need to, if you need to bring his thigh up or down, you can do that as well. Rotation at the thigh, double bend at the knee as well. And then on at the feet, the toes can move up and down. The heels can move up and down, and the feet are ball jointed. They move forward, backward, and also tilt, and you can move these plates out of your way to do whatever pose. You know, again, for posing, you can move those plates out of your way to get them any way you need to get them. Let's put a couple of hands in. So let's take this hand out, and let's give him one of the more open ones. Let's give him this one, and I want to see what he looks like with his... Man, that's tight. I haven't put this hand... This is the first time I'm putting this hand on, because I've been doing mostly the rifle hand. But for the video, there you go. So there you go. And I don't even know how to put this on there. This doesn't come apart or anything like that. I am not even sure how I'm going to get that in there. Let me look at the other ones, because I am not sure. Well, no, the other one's even more closed. So it has to be this hand, right? So if we take this one out, there you go. He looks good no matter how he's posed. How do you get this in here? Okay, the hands are rubbery, so we can... There's going to be some bend to this that we can do. That's good. I may need to do this off camera, though. Okay, that wasn't so bad. So these fingers are really kind of pliable rubber. So once I was able to open them up just enough to get the handle in there, they wrap themselves around the handle just fine, as you can see. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's put that on. And man, yeah, that ball joint's pretty tight. But there you go. There he is with his axe of rip your face off. There's something I haven't said in a while. Rip your face off. I used to really be on that kick because he said that in the movies, and it was just so unlike Prime. I just kind of got on that kick. Check that out. Let's give him an open hand on this one. Let's see how that looks. I never really know what to do with open hands. It's just, oh, these are also double ball jointed. So there's a ball joint in the base that's inside of the arm, and then of course the ball joint that attaches to the hand. So the wrists are also double ball jointed, which is really neat for articulation, but man, it's making it difficult to put these pieces in. I was about to say there we go, and then it wasn't. It was not there we go. Let's see, what do we do here? Let's give him a arm out. I'll pop this hand off again. And I haven't been really having trouble with that. Of course, now I'm in front of the camera, so now is when it's giving me trouble. I don't know that maybe come with me if you want to live. Kind of a pose. There we go. Check that out. He's so animated. He's got so much character. It doesn't matter what pose you put him in. He looks good doing it. It's such a neat little figure. Let's take these off, and let's do the one that I've been doing with him the most, which is the trigger finger and the point. Which normally I'm not a big fan of the point, but for some reason with this figure, you can tell that those are the ones I've been using the most. You can see how easily those went on. And then we'll give him his rifle. So you can see what that looks like. Man, that rifle just looks so good. Oh, you know what? You can probably use the open hand to give him like a double holding the rifle with both hands. You can do that as well. But I kind of like doing... This is kind of like my favorite pose to do with him. This giving commands out. Shoot those Decepticons down, that kind of a thing. I really, really like that. That pose right there. It's probably my last pose I'm going to do with him. Real quick comparison with a modern figure. Here he is next to Earthrise Optimus Prime. So you can see he's just a little bigger than Earthrise Optimus Prime. So he's about Voyager size, I guess. A little bigger than Voyager. A real nice figure. Again, about 7 inches in height right there. And there you go. This is a fantastic figure. And one that I'm seeing a lot of people are going after it now. And if you have not, if you've seen this figure, if you're like me, and usually you kind of just pass up on non-transforming Transformers, do yourself a huge service. Do not pass up on this one. If you're an Optimus Prime collector, this needs to be on your shelf. This is, it doesn't transform. It's a superposable, super detailed figure. Beautiful figure, but it needs to be on your Optimus Prime shelf. Again, I'm almost to the point where I need to get another one so I can have one at work and one at home, because I just keep taking them with me, and I'm afraid I'm going to damage them. But yeah, there he is. Absolutely highly recommended figure. Love this toy. Again, big thanks to Devoid of Logic for sending this into the channel. This is such an amazing gift. I was so blown away. Really appreciate this. Thank you so very much. And I think that about does it for the MDLX Optimus Prime. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.